On November 30th, WCPW heads to Nottingham for Delete WCPW. It's quite worrying if you think about it, because what if Matt Hardy does actually delete WCPW? Then what are we going to do? Become Brother WCPW, I guess. But it's shaping up to be one massive event, which, by the way, is also airing live online via YouTube or at wc.pw, should you not know. These are all good things too, because the card itself is ridiculous. As well as WCPW champ Joseph Connors, you can expect Joe Hendry, Martin Kirby, the Primate, terrifies me, and El Ligero, as well as the first ever steel cage match in WCPW history. It just rocks. If that wasn't enough, John Morrison will take on Alberto El Patron, and Matt Hardy goes one-on-one with Bully Ray. Good grief. There's more to be excited about though, and that's why I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is 10 reasons to be excited about Delete WCPW. Number 10. The first ever WCPW Tag Champs will be crowned. And the best thing about being first is that no one can ever take that away from you. Doesn't even matter if you lose them seconds later. Your name will forever be cemented in history. But yes, at Delete WCPW, the Adam Pacitti Tag Team Tournament will draw to a close as the Coffey Brothers meet Liam Slater and Johnny Moss. And if you think this is going to be anything but a hard-hitting war, well, you're wrong. Both teams have battled their way to the final and proved their worth, so it genuinely could go either way. But who will win? There's only one way to find out. Number 9. Intergender 6-person action. The world stood still recently as the Swords of Essex and Bea Priestley revealed they had followed Will Ospreay in joining the Pacitti Club. And now it's time for this trio to show exactly why this is a very dangerous mix. Teaming up to take on the equally impressive combination of Moustache Mountain and Nixon Newell, who is the WCPW Women's Champion, don't forget. The biggest worry here is if the Swords of Essex actually obey the men must fight men and women must fight women rule. If you've seen any of their exploits so far, they don't seem to care about who they upset, so this one could get out of hand very quickly. Number 8. The Pacitti Club. Whatever WCPW General Manager Adam Pacitti has planned, it's not good. Already surrounding himself with some of the best talent the wrestling world has to offer, the Pacitti Club only has bad intentions. This doesn't bode well for Martin Kirby either. Already screwed over by the GM more times than I care to count, it's going to be an uphill struggle for him to exact any type of revenge. And that's even before we get to Jack the Jobber, the once strong ally of Adam Pacitti. He's been left in the dust. I don't know for sure, but whatever he does have up his sleeve for Delete WCPW, well, I've got the fear. Number 7. Martin Kirby and Will Ospreay will settle the score. With their series now tied at 1-1, although let's not forget that the Swords of Essex played a huge role in getting the Aerial Assassin his win back, Martin Kirby and Will Ospreay will collide to see who is the better man at Delete WCPW. With more momentum behind him than ever before, Kirby will be desperate to come out on top in the rubber match, although he rightfully needs to watch his back given recent events involving Adam Pacitti. It is without doubt Kirby's greatest challenge yet, and unfortunately, the odds are stacked against him. But you know what they say, that's when some people shine the brightest. It's going to be one to watch. Number 6. Cody Rhodes returns and has his sights set on the Internet title. After his incredible first run in WCPW, the grandson of a plumber is headed back to the company to try and capture gold for the first time. He was a mere whisker away from becoming world champion just a few weeks ago, so his motivations this time around are going to be even more charged than ever. This isn't going to be a walk in the park though, as he has to somehow get by El Ligero, which, as you notice, I continually say correctly now. Not only has the Mexican sensation proven to be a worthy champion to date by taking on all comers, but he, frankly, looks unbeatable at the moment. Cody Rhodes has his work cut out for him. Number 5. Primate beats Rampage. I've taken a spear from the Primate and I could barely walk for a month, and I've seen Rampage almost kill Adam Blompier by throwing him through a table. I can only imagine what's going to happen when these two beasts square up to each other at Delete WCPW. If that wasn't enough, James R. Kennedy, who now somehow controls the Primate, has created the 7 trial series between the two, where each match is going to be more violent than the last. The carnage here was going to be off the charts anyway, but now, forget about it. It's not going to be like anything we've ever seen. We start with a lumberjack match on November 30th, and I'm not sure who I'm worried about more. There's every chance Rampage and the Primate just utterly ruin all the lumberjacks, should they want to. Brutality awaits. Number 4, John Morrison debuts. The list of names that have come through WCPW is now borderline ludicrous. Jay Lethal, Alberto El Patron, Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes, Damien Sandow. It's like a who's who of wrestling. At Delete WCPW though, we get another name to add to that list. Johnny Mundo tore the WWE apart when he wrestled as John Morrison, and even since leaving the company, he's been on a tear throughout the wrestling industry. especially in Lucha Underground, where his body of work has been nothing short of exquisite. Just to add that cliched icing on the cake, he's going to be taking on Alberto El Patron, a match that has all the potential in the world to steal the show. If nothing else, we can all just stare at Johnny Mundo's abs. And don't pretend you don't. We all do it. Number 3, Matt Hardy. If there's one thing we can be sure of, it's that Matt Hardy is coming to rain terror down on WCPW. One of the most original personas in years, Broken Matt is not a well man, and that usually means carnage and madness are only a few seconds away. While he will take on Bully Ray, a match in itself which is going to be quite the spectacle, I'm more concerned about what else Matt decides to do throughout the night, because I'm not even sure that he knows. He just does, and he just is. There's every chance we could be in for something truly shocking. You can bet your ass someone is getting deleted. It could even be me! Number 2, Old School Magic. And yeah, let's just reiterate that. Matt Hardy is facing Bully Ray, 2 competitors who helped make each other's name back during the Attitude Era in WWE. Who can forget the brutal matches the two participated in, along with Edge and Christian, Jeff Hardy and Devon? So the fact that we can see that magic rekindled at Delete WCPW is nothing short of wonderful. With that said, Bully Ray better be on his toes. An intimidating man, no doubt, but even he needs to be wary of Matt's broken persona. It's not really something you can prepare for, and that in itself makes Hardy very dangerous indeed. Number 1, first ever steel cage match. Remember what I said about being first? It's like a badge of honour, and that badge will be worn proudly by WCPW champion Joseph Connors, local hero Joe Hendry, and the returning Drew Galloway, who all step into a WCPW steel cage for the very first time. To be blunt, it's a terrible situation for Connors to be in. He may have proven over the last few months to be a smart and resourceful champion, but he's going to be locked in hell with 2 people who have personal issues with him. They're not going to hold anything back. Drew Galloway may actually try and take him out for good. Could this be the most vicious match in WCPW history? Absolutely. And that is something no one is going to want to miss. So remember to tune in to Delete WCPW via YouTube or WC.PW on November 30th, and, of course, to leave a comment below and let us know which match you're most excited about. Then come tell me on Twitter, SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and if you never hear from me again, it's because I actually did get deleted by Matt Hardy. I'd be alright with it.
This Wednesday, live on iPay-Per-View, Delete WCPW. The Grand Samba plumber Cody Rhodes challenges the Mexican sensation El Ligero for the WCPW Internet Championship. After the shocking scenes in London, Kirby Ospreay 3. Alberto El Patron versus the debut of Johnny Mundo. Broken Matt Hardy finally arrives in WCPW, and he will face none other than Bully Ray. The final of the Adam Pacini Tag Title Tournament. Moss and Slater versus the Coffees to become the first ever WCPW Tag Team Champions. The Righteous Killer Joseph Connors defends his WCPW Championship against the local hero Joe Hendry and Drew Galloway inside a steel cage. This Wednesday, 7:30, 2:30 Eastern, only on